Good afternoon, learners. Welcome back to term 3. I'm going to present to you drawing of graphs. My name is Alice Maputse. So now, we're gonna draw graphs on the Cartesian plane. Okay, we're gonna draw graph on the Cartesian plane. Colleagues, learners, is there anyone who hears me? Anyone? Anyone who can see the screen? Okay, like I said, we are going to plot graphs, but today mainly we are going to concentrate on drawing a linear graph. So we're gonna draw the graph on the Cartesian plane, right? So now, if we draw a graph on the Cartesian plane, as we can see the Cartesian plane there, the Cartesian plane is divided. The Cartesian plane is divided into consists of the horizontal number line, the one that I'm showing you now. And also this horizontal number line is called the x-axis, as you can see there. Then we also have a vertical number line. The one that I'm showing, I'm indicating with my laser pointer. And that vertical number line, we call it the y-axis. So as you can see on your Cartesian plane, the axis divide the Cartesian plane into quadrants. The x-axis as well as the y-axis intersect at right angle there at 0, where the pointer is. And we call that point the origin. So as you can see, the x-axis as well as the y-axis, they divide the Cartesian plane into 4 quadrants. And we label quadrants anti-clockwise. meaning that we start with this one that I'm indicating. This we say it's quadrant number 1. Then we move to our left, which is anti-clockwise, quadrant number 2. Then we move down. Follow my cursor. Then we have quadrant number 4, number 3, and we move to the right. Then we have quadrant number 4. But as you can see at the end of my number lines, the vertical one and the horizontal one, we have arrows. This arrows shows that we can have many numbers as we can, but for today, we only wanted to have numbers from 0 up to 6. So like I said, we are going to draw the linear graph. So the linear graph that we're going to draw, we have to draw it on the Cartesian plane. So the Cartesian plane is made up of x values and y values. So the x values, we call them the independent variable because we can choose x values randomly. We are allowed to choose the x values, as you can see on my table there. I'm having x values, -2, -1, 0, and 1 and 2. So you can choose any numbers, but make sure that you include negative numbers, 0, and positive numbers. Now, we also have the y values. But as you can see, the empty spaces there, the y values, we call them dependent variable. And this dependent variable depends on the value of x. So now let's consider this equation y equals to 2x plus 1. Like I indicated, the value of y will depend on what the value of x is. Okay, this is what we have. So for us to get the value of y, we're gonna substitute all these values of x starting from -2 -2 to 1. So as you can see there, I do have the very same equation y equals to 2x plus 1, but when I substitute by -2, in the place of x, I put -2. Then from there, we can multiply 2 times -2 plus 1 is -3. So now, if the x value is -2, then the y value is going to be -3. So now we're going to put -3 there. Right. So now we do likewise with -1. We substitute in the place of x, we replace it. Then we add 1, then the answer will be -1. Okay? Then we go further, substituting by 0 plus 1. Then the answer will be a 1, where our x is 0. And we go further, substituting by 1. And when we add everything, the answer will be 3. And this 3 will be for y value, while the x is 1. So when the x is 2, we replace it in the place of x, like you can see there on my screen. Then from there, we add 1, then the answer is 5. So now, as you can see here, this is the table that we have. We said if we substituted by 2, the answer is -3. So now if we move forward, you can see that it's -2 and -3, -1 and -1, 0 and 1, 1 and 3, 2 and 5. So now we have coordinates. We call these X and Y together. We call them coordinates. But we used the table to have our X values and our Y values. So now let's see how are we going to plot the graph. So this is what we are going to do when we plot the graph. So as you can see the values there, the table, X is -2, Y is -3. So look at the point. So when you plot, you start from the horizontal x-axis, counting from the origin 0. Because I'm having -2. Always when I count -2, I always go to my left. So I'm going to move 2 units. Then when I come to -2, then I have to move -3 units, meaning that with my Y values, when I move up, I'm moving positive Ys. When I'm moving down, I'm moving negative Ys. So I'm going from 2, going to count 3 units. This is going to be 1, 2, 3. So there, as you can see my pointer, that's why I'm having the coordinate -2 and -3. Then we go further, plotting -1 and -1. So like I indicated, we start from 0 because it is negative. You move towards your left 1 unit. So this is my 1. Then from there, because I did not complete my ordered number pairs, then I have to move 1 unit down because my answer is -1. So I move 1 unit. That's where I have my -1 and -1 point. So now we go to the other point, 0 and 1. So this is 0 and 1, as you can see on the number line. The other one is 1 and 1. So it will be 1 and 3, as you can see there. Then the last point, according to the table that we have chosen, is 2 and 5. Then from there, what did we do? Because we want to draw a straight line graph, then we joined those points. And as you can see, when you join those points, they form a straight line. So this type of a graph, we call it a linear graph or a straight line graph. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me. I've come to the end of the session. Thank you. See you next time.